Hey y'all, it's Sahreth. Some of you may know me as Baffy from over on my main channel where I do goth vlogs, challenges, fun videos like that, or from elsewhere on the internet because Baffy has been my nickname for like 15 years now, so that's what a lot of people know me as. But my real name is Sahreth, and since this is going to be a more serious channel, I thought I would just introduce myself as Sahreth. Also, unlike that channel, this one is going to be less polished, I guess you could say. Any edits are going to be minimum. I'm not putting much effort into the presentation. It's kind of going to be a straightforward me sitting here telling you about my health issues. Whereas over there, I put a lot of effort into the presentation, the edits, the angles, the everything. And if you do know me over there, or if you do go over there, you're going to see that I'm normally a pretty cheery, I guess is the word, type person. Pretty laid back, but don't expect this channel to always have that same energy because, like I said, it's going to be more serious. It's going to be about my health issues, and I have had a lot of health issues all my life. I wanted to start this channel by telling y'all about my genetic disorder because that's kind of been the root of most of my issues. I have a rare genetic disorder called Dyskeratosis Congenita, or DKC for short. Its exact statistics aren't known due to the low prevalence of the disease, but it's approximated to affect about 1 in every 1 million people, with less than 5,000 cases reported in the US, which is where I am. Everyone has caps on the end of their DNA that are called telomeres. Telomeres get shorter the older you get, and so they're associated with age and lifespan. In a person with DKC, like me, the telomeres start out shorter than they're supposed to be, and so ours get shorter faster than a normal person, so it's associated with premature aging and a shortened lifespan, which the life expectancy, the average life expectancy for someone with DKC is about 60 years old. And that's basically if no health problem pop up in the meantime that take you out before then. You can see, I'm 33 by the way, you can see my hair, my facial hair is pretty much all white, and that's from the DKC. And I basically always wear a hat because I'm self-conscious. I finally bit the bullet and just cut off what little straggly hair I had left on top here. You can see how balding I am. And it's back here too. There's a big bald spot here. And it's very, very thin up here. So I pretty much always wear a hat. And if you look at my other channel, you'll see that my facial hair is black and I'm wearing makeup because, once again, I'm self-conscious. I often paint I dye, or I have like some facial paint for in between dyes to paint my hair black, and then I use like eyeliner and powder on my face, which I'm wearing some powder right now just because my skin is blotchy, plus I have acne for some reason now. I never had acne as a kid, so I don't know. But I spent too much time on that. So DKC is also associated with pulmonary issues and bone marrow issues. when I was 8, I was diagnosed with aplastic anemia, which isn't like common anemia. It's not iron deficient anemia. It's a problem with the bone marrow not producing enough everything. So my red blood cells, white blood cells, platelets, everything all low. Now I'm going to do a separate video or videos on that topic, but that's all you need to know about it for this video, because I'm going to try to keep all of these on topic so they're not too rambly. When I was 12, my lungs started failing. By the time I was 15, they diagnosed me with hepatopulmonary syndrome, and I had a liver transplant that reversed my lungs to normal. And I know that sounds weird, why a liver when the problem was the lungs. Once again, I'll make a separate video explaining all of that, but this is all you need to know for this video. Both the type of hepatopulmonary syndrome I had and the aplastic are considered rare disorders as well. So, at that point, my doctor was like, you can't be this unlucky. This can't be a coincidence. And so they did genetic testing on me and my family, and I was the only person in my family, my living family, who has DKC. But they diagnosed me with that when I was 16, 17, and they're like, that's where the pulmonary issue and the blood issue, that's where this came from, is the DKC. And they're like, okay, so at least there's an answer for that. Now, like I said, I'm 33 now, and I just got a bad x-ray. I'm going here soon to get a CT scan of my chest and to see a pulmonologist. So I've come back to having pulmonary issues. I will do separate videos once again on that, all that going on, but that might not be from the DKC. It's possible, but it's most likely in my case because of the DKC. So other things that I need to tell you about DKC. Oh, there is something called clubbing, which y'all may have heard of, because I think it's prevalent in pulmonary issues and other like genetic or autoimmune problems, which DKC isn't an autoimmune disease, but it can kind of act like one in ways, because these things in your body randomly go wrong. But clubbing is when your fingers, I'm not sure if it can be in your toes too, but I know it's in your fingers, are misshapen at the ends like little clubs. And it's harder to see this way unless it's like severe. I didn't even have it until recent years. My doctor pointed out that you can look at it by putting your nails together this way and seeing how much they curve away from each other. I'll see if I can put a chart or something that y'all can see easier what I'm trying to say, because that, I know that doesn't show up quite well on the camera. So overall, there's no real treatment for DKC. There's no cure for DKC. It's kind of just one of those things that you treat the problems as they come up, and you hope that the problems that come up are treatable. Like in my case with the liver transplant for the pulmonary disease I had, and for the aplastic anemia that I had, that has basically just been monitoring. If my counts dip too low, I have to have blood transfusions. Eventually I might have to have a bone marrow transplant, but fortunately I have not gotten severe enough and stayed severe enough for that to need to be a thing. I can't really think of anything else. I think that was pretty much all I was going to say. But if you have any questions or anything like that, feel free to ask below. I always welcome questions all of my videos, any comments, if you have something about you want to share. And if anyone else out there has been diagnosed with this, please let me know if you feel comfortable. Of course, you don't have to, you don't feel comfortable, because I've never met anyone. I've met other people with aplastic anemia. I've met other people with hepatopulmonary syndrome. I've never met anyone else with DKC. And so it would be interesting to me to hear about other people with the issue. So, you know, normal YouTube stuff. Like, comment, subscribe, you know the drill. I will be back here soon to talk about the current issues I'm facing, and then of course I'm going to start making videos telling you about my other health issues, because I mentioned the aplastic anemia and the hepatopulmonary syndrome and the DKC, but those are only a few problems. I have a lot more going on. So anyway, y'all have a good one. Bye.
I love the chase and the hunt, and I set the pace when I'm running. I always take what I want and I always give it 100.